The Forgotten Camp. It always starts with a dare. On Friday the 13th, a group of 5 friends decided to test a legend that had haunted their small town for decades. The story was about Black Hollow Camp, an abandoned summer retreat buried deep in the pine forest, shuttered since 1983 after a series of gruesome and unexplained deaths. Some said it was haunted by the spirits of the murdered counselors, others whispered that something still roamed the woods, waiting for trespassers. The friends Ethan, Mia, Connor, Lily, and Ryan packed flashlights, cameras, and beer. They thought it would just be a night of laughter, broken glass, and staged ghost photos for social media. But Black Hollow had been waiting. Arrival at the gates. The camp's front gate stood half buried in moss, chains hanging broken. The moonlight barely cut through the trees, casting long, skeletal shadows. The air smelled of rust and stagnant water. As the group stepped inside, silence swallowed the world. Ethan cracked a joke about Camp Crystal Lake 2.0, but no one laughed. The deeper they walked, the louder the creak of branches became, almost like whispers. The cabins. They found the cabins, rows of rotting wood structures, windows smashed, doors hanging open. Inside, bunks were still made up with mold-eaten mattresses, and posters from the early 80s curled on the walls. Dusty board games lay abandoned on tables, their pieces scattered as if dropped mid-play. Ryan picked up a cracked Polaroid. The photo showed a group of smiling kids, counselors in the background. But someone else lingered in the shadows of the picture, tall, masked, featureless. He tossed it away, pretending it was just damage to the film. Mia swore she heard footsteps behind them. When they turned, the doorway was empty. The lake. They reached the lake, its surface black as oil, reflecting no stars. A half-sunken canoe drifted near the shore. Connor, drunk on liquid courage, threw a stone into the water. The splash echoed unnaturally long, rippling like the lake was hollow underneath. Then something moved beneath the surface, large, slow, deliberate. Everyone backed away, their flashlights trembling. Lily whispered, "Let's go back." But Ethan pushed them forward, grinning, though his eyes betrayed unease. The mess hall. The mess hall was massive, its windows boarded, the smell of mildew heavy inside. Dusty tables stretched in long rows. In the corner sat a pile of rusted pots and pans, but one of them was still wet. Fresh water pooled beneath it. The friends argued. Some wanted to leave. Others said it was probably rainwater. Then Mia froze, staring at the far wall. A word had been smeared in red across the boards: "Stay." The red was too dark to be paint. The door slammed shut behind them. The first disappearance. They searched the kitchen attached to the hall. Knives lay scattered across the floor. As they argued about whether to keep going, Connor vanished. One moment he was joking, flashlight beam bouncing across the ceiling. The next, the light dropped to the ground, rolling. They called his name, their voices bouncing against the wooden walls. But the only reply was a dragging sound fading into the darkness. The masked figure. Panic surged. They decided to leave. But as they ran back through the cabins, Lily screamed. Her flashlight caught something moving between the trees. It was tall. Broad. Wearing a cracked hockey mask. The figure stood utterly still. The friends froze, hearts pounding. Then it took one heavy step forward. Ryan threw a bottle at it. The glass shattered, but when the light from the flashlight hit the figure again, it was gone. The chase. The group sprinted through the camp, trying to find the gate. But the woods twisted. Trails shifted. Every path they took led them deeper into Black Hollow. Branches cut their skin. The sound of footsteps followed, slow, steady, never hurried, but always closer. The forest seemed to pulse with each heartbeat. Ethan tripped and fell, scraping his leg. When Mia tried to help him up, she saw fresh fingerprints pressed into the dirt, massive, claw-like, steaming in the cold night air. The dock. They stumbled back to the lake. The dock stretched into the black water, half of it collapsed. They huddled together, breaths sharp in the icy air. Something was watching them. They could feel it. The trees were too quiet. Even the insects had gone silent. Then Connor's voice called from the treeline. "Guys? Wait for me." But it wasn't his voice. It was lower. Stretched. Mocking. One by one. Lily screamed and ran toward the dock. The wood snapped beneath her feet, and she plunged into the water. The others rushed forward, but bubbles rose, then stopped. No body surfaced. Just still, black water. Ryan broke, shouting curses at the forest. He picked up a rusted axe from the ground, swinging wildly. Then silence. He was gone. No splash. No footsteps. Just gone. Mia grabbed Ethan's arm. "We have to end this." But Ethan's face was pale. "It doesn't end. It never ends. This is why the camp closed. We're not the first. The last hour." Mia and Ethan found themselves back in the mess hall without remembering how. The word on the wall had changed. It now read, "Join." The doors shut again. Footsteps echoed. Heavy. The masked figure stepped into the dim light, head tilted unnaturally far to one side. Its mask was cracked down the middle, revealing pale, rotting flesh beneath. Mia screamed and swung a chair. Ethan tried to run, but the figure caught him. The scream cut short. Blood painted the wall. Mia fled into the woods, tripping, stumbling. She never stopped running, even as the footsteps followed, even as dawn threatened to rise. But dawn never came.
Subscribe for more here.